The reason you're fat isn't because you've been dealt the wrong genetics, it's because your habits and systems suck. You don't get fat from one bad day of eating, but you get fat because you let your habits run on autopilot every single day. These loops control your life. They dictate how you eat, how you think, what you do, and how you feel about yourself. But the truth is, if you can break those loops, you can break the chains that are keeping you fat. Let me show you the 7 bad habits that were ruining my chances and destroyed me when I was overweight. Before I lost 60 pounds, I used to make every single one of these habits. And because of that, no matter what I would do, I couldn't lose weight, I couldn't stay consistent on my diet, and I wasn't consistent in the gym. But after I broke these 7 loops, I was finally able to not only lose the weight, but get into good shape because I rewired the person I was. The first bad habit loop that I broke was emotional eating. I used to come home from work or school and I would be extremely stressed out. I just had a bad day, and what I would do is I would look at food for comfort. But what ended up happening is I dug myself a bigger hole. I would feel good in the moment while I was eating the food, but directly after I felt like shit because I know I would gain weight, and on top of that, I know I would feel bad. So what I ended up doing is I found other ways to deal with my stress. Instead of me dealing with my stress by opening a bag of Doritos, I would go on a walk, I would go to the gym, I would go on a run, or I would write in my journal. What ended up happening is I still dealt with the same stress. I felt better after, but instead of me gaining weight and doing something bad for me, I was doing something positive that not only helped me lose weight, but also helped me feel better in the moment. The second habit loop that destroyed me that I had to get rid of was being sedentary. Most of us, we're sitting down all day. We're sitting down at our desk, we're sitting down at school, we're sitting down in our car, and after we get home, we sit down on the couch. What ends up happening is it makes it impossible for you to lose weight because there's 2 circles for weight loss. There's calories in and calories out. And calories out, a big proportion is your TDEE, which is are you moving throughout your day. So what I ended up doing is instead of me just sitting down and going to my couch immediately when I got home, I would focus on walking more and moving more throughout my day. I would wake up early in the morning, I would go on morning walks, I would walk during my lunch break and after my meals, and on top of that, I would just focus on moving more. I would park my car further, I would take the stairs, and I would find any opportunity where I can move more. What ended up happening is I ended up burning so much more calories, and it made it so much easier for me to lose weight because I didn't need to starve myself as much because I was burning more. So what you need to do is focus on adding movement throughout your day. You could do this, like I mentioned before, through parking your car further, taking the stairs instead of the elevator, going on walks in the morning, after your meals, and at night, and focusing on hitting at least 8 to 10K steps every single day. If you do this, you will start losing an extra pound every single week and you'll feel better because not only do those walks help you lose weight, but it also helps you with your stress, which will help you get rid of the first problem, which was overeating. The third habit, keeping me fat, actually ties into everything and is one of the most important things that most people sleep on, and it's literally sleep. If you're sleeping less than 5 hours every day, your body can't recover. And when your body can't recover, you're not gonna be able to lose weight, you're not gonna burn fat, and on top of that, it's gonna raise your cortisol, which is gonna raise your stress, and you're also not gonna wanna move as much during the day, and you're gonna feel horrible. And on top of that, it's gonna send signals to your hormone like ghrelin to increase, which actually makes you hungrier, making it harder for you to lose weight. So if you want to actually start losing weight and make it so much easier for yourself, start sleeping at least 7 to 8 hours every day. I know it can be difficult, but have a bedtime routine, and when you wake up in the morning, make sure before you go on your phone, you get immediate sunlight. What this does is it starts your circadian rhythm, so when nighttime comes, you're actually tired. So make sure you're not sleeping on sleep. It's one of the most important things, not only for weight loss, but also for your general health. The fourth habit that kept me in chains and made it impossible for me to lose weight was not actually something I did, but my lack of belief. When I wanted to lose weight, everyone told me that it would be impossible. I told them that I was done being overweight. weight. I wanted to change my life around. And you know what they did? They laughed at me. They bet money that I wouldn't do it. They said that my whole family was overweight. I was overweight my whole entire life, and they laughed at me. What ended up happening is I honestly didn't believe in myself. And because of this, I wasn't able to change. Your brain is your biggest ally. And I could tell you right now, more importantly than everything here, if you lack belief, it's not gonna happen. But if you have a burning desire and you know you can make it happen, then you will find a way. Because at the end of the day, there's gonna be days where you don't get sleep. You're gonna be stressed out and you're not gonna wanna move or go to the gym. But your pure belief of wanting it to happen, wanting to finally change and feel confident in the person you are is what's gonna carry you through those days. And those days are really what's gonna change you. So make sure you believe in yourself. And trust me, I'm here telling you that you could do it. It's possible. No matter how bad your outcome right now is, you could lose weight. Don't let anybody tell you you can't. You just need to believe you can and implement the right systems and destroy these bad habits, and you will do it. And tying in directly with your mindset is also the all or nothing mentality. This is something that held me back for so long, because what I would do is I would get that burst of motivation. You will see that David Goggins video, you will look at yourself in the mirror, and late at night you will have that realization that you want to change, that you're gonna change, and you'll go hard for a week. I went hard for a week. I would go to the gym. I would go run outside. I would eat only salads, chicken, broccoli, and rice. And then what ended up happening is I would miss one day at the gym. I would miss one meal, or I would eat one thing bad, and I would completely give up because I told myself, oh, you're already lost. You might as well go all in. And what ended up happening is this ended up destroying me. What you need to realize is one bad day isn't gonna break you. One bad meal isn't gonna break you. Skipping one day in the gym isn't gonna break you. But you giving up just because you missed that one day, you giving up because you had one bad thing, that is what's gonna break you. It's all about consistency. And when you realize that, that's when you can make the biggest change. If you messed up today, or if you mess up tomorrow, just start again the next day, and that's when you're gonna see the changes. Because this is a lifestyle change. It's not about you just going all in on a diet. It's about you changing your lifestyle. And you gotta realize you're human. You're gonna make mistakes. It's gonna happen. So as soon as you realize that, just get back up and start over again. And that's when you're gonna lose weight, because weight loss is all about consistency. So if you have a bad day, just get back on track the next day, and don't have that all or nothing mentality, because that is what's gonna keep you stuck. Because you're gonna start a diet, go all in, and then burn out and end up starting back at ground zero and even gain weight. So make sure that you just focus on being consistent, because that in itself is gonna be more powerful than anything. Another thing that held me back for so long is just having no structure. I just used to guess everything I was doing. I would guess what time I was going to the gym. I would guess what workouts I was doing in the gym. And I would just guess what meals I gotta eat and what meals I should eat. And what ended up happening is because I had no structure, I wasn't making any progress. You need to have structure. Structure is what's gonna actually guide you to losing weight. Because if you know what you're gonna eat, what time you're gonna go to the gym, what you're gonna do in the gym, what time you're gonna go to sleep, all you have to do now is focus on the action. But if you don't know what you're gonna do, you're just guessing everything. Not only are you not gonna make any progress, but on top of that, you're gonna end up pushing it off later in the day, or end up not doing it at all, because now you have to think what you're gonna do, what you're gonna eat, what time are you gonna go. This is too much. So it's important you have a structure and a system that you can follow. I follow my own method, the volume method. It's easy for me. 2 big meals that are high volume, and also doing low volume training. That's what works for me, and that's what helped me lose the 60 pounds. But you need to develop your own system, or follow my system. And when you have that structure, you know when you're gonna wake up. You know when you're gonna go to the gym. You do your morning routine. You know what time you're gonna eat. It makes it so easy for you to lose weight, because now all you gotta do is focus on that action, and you don't need to focus on what you need to do. And when you can focus on the action, that's when you're gonna make the most results. Because now you know when you put in an input, you're gonna get an output. And the output is gonna be, you're gonna get into the best shape. So make sure you have a structure. Fat loss, the easiest way to lose weight and get in shape and make it into your lifestyle is having a structure that fits your lifestyle. So if you're someone who works a lot of hours, you need to find a structure that fits that routine. Maybe cook your meals in the air fryer. Maybe cook all your meals on Sunday and meal prep, and go to the gym only 3 times a week. But in those 3 times, you make sure that they're effective. And that's how you actually make it work for your life. Because anybody could lose weight. They just need to figure the right structure and the right system so they can actually be able to do it. And then that's what's gonna eliminate the biggest habit of them all, which was making excuses. I used to be the biggest person for excuses. I used to tell myself, oh, I can't get in shape because I don't have time. I can't get in shape because I don't know what to do. I can't get in shape because of my genetics. And I would find any excuse why I couldn't do it. And what ended up happening is I felt good in the moment. Yes, in the moment, I would tell myself, yeah, it's true. That's the reason we can't get in shape. But the reality is, it's false. You're telling yourself this lie to make yourself feel good. But when you walk in the mirror, you put on clothes and you go out in public, you feel all that shame and it's not worth it. So stop making excuses. There is someone out there right now who has a busier schedule than you, has no time, has it harder than you, has worse genetics, but he still finds a time to not only go to the gym, not only eat healthier, not only take care of himself by going on walks and having things to deal with his stress, but he finds a way. So stop making excuses and actually put in the work and effort it takes. Eliminate these habits and also add things that's gonna guide you towards your plan to get in shape. Trust me, it's gonna be the best thing you ever do in your life. I lost 60 pounds and I could tell you from now that I would never go back to the way I was. The way people treat me, the way I see myself, the confidence I have and the things I would do now because of the way I look transformed everything. And not only that, the mental clarity I have, helping me perform better in work, help me perform better in school, and just feel overall good through the whole entire day is worth more than anything in my life. Every one of these habits kept me stuck, repeating the same mistakes, making no progress, and no matter what I tried, I couldn't change. But once I learned how to break these habits through structure, through discipline, and through my systems, that's when I was finally able to lose 60 pounds and get into the best shape of my life. And if you're stuck in one of these bad habit loops, break them, and that's when you're gonna finally lose the weight and change your life. And if you need help to lose fat, break these habits, and reshape your mindset, click the first link in the description and I'll see if you're qualified for my one-on-one coaching. Other than that, comment down below what the next video you want me to break down in that whiteboard, and I'll see you in the next one.